When my dad texted me at graduation saying, "Don't expect help from me ever again," I thought the heartbreak ended there. But years later, when my CFO called him about the IPO he never believed I'd build, I watched the man who abandoned me freeze, begging for a place in a life he once threw away. My name is Lily Carter, and I still remember the night everything cracked open under my feet. It was my high school graduation, and I kept scanning the crowd for my dad, hoping he'd smile or wave or give me something that felt like love. Instead, he just stared at me like I was some stranger who owed him something. When the ceremony ended, he walked off before I could even reach him. Mom caught my arm afterward and whispered, "Give him space, Lily." Her voice shook like she already knew what was coming. I tried to laugh it off, but the air felt heavy around us. When I finally checked my phone in the car, I saw his text glowing on the screen, "Don't expect help from me. You're on your own now." I swear my lungs stopped working. "What did he say?" Mom whispered, even though she probably knew. I showed her the phone, and she covered her mouth like the words burned. "He doesn't mean it," she said, but her eyes said the opposite. I wanted to scream, but all I said was, "Okay." And then nothing. Silence filled every corner of me. Ethan called that night. "Babe, he's just being dramatic," he said, like my dad's rejection was some joke. I told him it wasn't funny. He sighed and said, "Just forget it, Lily. You've got me." But even then, his voice felt far away, like he was already letting go of me piece by piece. Later that night, Harper came over with ice cream and sat on my bedroom floor. "Tell me everything," she said. I read her the text. She threw her spoon across the room. "Your dad is unbelievable." I laughed, then cried so hard my body shook. She held my hand and said, "You're not alone. Not ever." But I still felt alone. The next morning, I found Dad in the kitchen. "Can we talk?" I asked. He didn't look up. "About what?" "The text." He shrugged. "I meant it." My voice cracked. "Why?" He finally looked at me, and there was nothing soft in his eyes. "Because you're 18 now. Time to stop expecting anything from me." That sentence carved a scar in me. Mom stepped between us, whispering, "Mark, please." He walked out the door without another word. I stood there shaking. Mom hugged me, but her hands trembled. "I'm so sorry," she kept saying. I didn't understand why she apologized, but I held on to her like she was the last safe place I had left. When I moved into my college dorm a few months later, Maya greeted me with, "Hey, you must be Lily." Her smile felt like sunlight after a storm. I didn't tell her anything about Dad, but she sensed something. "You okay?" she asked. I lied and said, "Yeah." She didn't push. She just said, "Well, I'm here if you wanna talk." Ben lived 2 doors down. The first time we talked, he said, "You look like you're carrying a whole mountain on your back." I almost laughed. "It's been a long year," I said. "Wanna talk about it?" he asked. "Not yet," I whispered. He nodded gently. "Whenever you're ready." Something in me wanted to believe him. I tried to start fresh in college, but Dad's voice followed me everywhere. During study groups, during meals, during late nights when the world felt too loud. Ethan visited once and said, "You're overreacting about everything." I snapped, "It's not nothing, Ethan." He rolled his eyes. "Just focus on school." His dismissal made something inside me collapse. One night I called Harper and said, "I don't know who I'm supposed to be anymore." She answered, "You're Lily. The strongest person I know." I laughed through tears. "I don't feel strong." "Strength doesn't feel like strength," she said. "It feels like surviving." Those words stayed with me. Still, every night before I fell asleep, I saw that text again. "Don't expect help." Maybe he meant money. Maybe he meant love. Maybe he meant both. I kept replaying his face, that cold look, like he had already erased me. And yet, some small part of me whispered, "Move anyway." So I did. I walked to class trying to hold myself together, trying not to hear his voice in my head. Every step felt like a small rebellion. Every breath felt earned. And inside me, a quiet promise began to grow. I would not live by his judgment anymore today. When I walked into Ethan's apartment that afternoon, he barely looked up from his laptop. You're late, he muttered. I was at the accelerator meeting, I said, dropping my bag. They want me to refine the pitch. He groaned. Lily, this app thing is getting out of hand. It's not a thing, I said. It's my project. He snapped his laptop shut. It's a stupid idea. Nobody needs another budgeting app. My stomach tightened. Why would you say that? Because it's true, he said. You need to be realistic for once. I felt my breath catch. Realistic, like giving up before I even try? He shrugged. Better than wasting time. His words echoed every ugly line my dad ever threw at me. I stared at him and whispered, "You sound just like." "Don't bring your dad into this," he cut in. "I'm trying to keep you from embarrassing yourself." When I didn't answer, he sighed dramatically. "Whatever. Do what you want." I left before he could see the tears forming in my eyes. Later that night, I sat on my dorm bed while Maya brushed her hair in the mirror. "What did he say this time?" she asked. I repeated his words. Her jaw clenched. "Lily, that's messed up." "I know," I whispered. "No, seriously," she said. "He's dragging you down." I pressed my palms to my eyes. I just thought he believed in me. Maya sat beside me. "I do. Harper does. Ben does. And you should too." I didn't answer. I just leaned against her shoulder until my breathing calmed. A week later, everything shattered. I was heading to class when I noticed a girl walking ahead of me, laughing with her friend. She wore a bracelet, dark green leather with a silver clasp. My bracelet. The one I gave Ethan for his birthday. My heart hammered. I walked faster until I caught up. "Hey," I said, my voice shaking. "Where did you get that bracelet?" The girl blinked. "My boyfriend gave it to me." "What's his name?" "Ethan," she said. "Ethan Brooks." Her friend whispered, "Uh-oh," under her breath. I felt the air around me disappear. "How long have you two been together?" She frowned. "Since September." September. While he was calling me dramatic and telling me to be realistic. I stepped back. "Thanks," I whispered, though my voice barely made it out. She looked guilty. I didn't know he was with someone else. I nodded weakly and walked away before I collapsed in front of them. Maya found me on the dorm floor, shaking. "Lily, what happened?" "He cheated," I choked out. "He's been cheating for months." "Oh my God," she said, kneeling beside me. "With who?" "A girl from his class," I whispered. She wore the bracelet. My bracelet. Maya wrapped her arms around me as I cried into her shirt. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "You didn't deserve that." I bit my lip so hard I tasted blood. "Why wasn't I enough?" "You were more than enough," she said firmly. "He wasn't." I cried until my throat burned. When I finally confronted Ethan, he only shrugged. "It just happened. It just happened," I repeated, my voice trembling. "You lied to me for months." "Relax," he said. "You're overreacting." "Don't you dare say that to me," I snapped. "Not after everything." He rolled his eyes. "It wasn't serious." "It was to me," I whispered. He grabbed his keys. "Whatever. I don't have time for this." And that was it. He walked out like I meant nothing. I felt something break inside me, a clean break, sharp and final. The next morning, I met with Ben in the study lounge. "You look wrecked," he said softly. "I found out Ethan cheated," I said. He nodded slowly. "I'm sorry." I stared at the table. "I feel stupid." "You're not stupid," he said. "You trusted someone who didn't deserve it." His voice was steady, grounding. "You want to talk about it?" he asked. "No," I said. "I want to work." A small smile tugged at his lips. "Then let's work." We spread out our notes, diving into the app design. For hours we tested features, argued about functions, sketched ideas. For the first time in days, my brain felt alive again. When Chloe joined later, she tossed her backpack down. "All right, show me what disaster you built without me." I laughed weakly. "It's not a disaster. Yet," she said. "Give me 5 minutes." Her bluntness was weirdly comforting. She pointed at a messy section of code. This is trash. I can fix it. Ben smirked. She means that lovingly. No, I don't, Chloe said. But I do want this to work. I stared at both of them. Why? Because you're onto something, Chloe said. And I don't waste time on people who don't try. Her words warmed something in me. Weeks passed. We pitched, emailed, revised, failed, and tried again. Rejection piled up, but every no hardened my resolve. One night, after another failed investor call, I put my face in my hands. Maybe Dad was right, I whispered. Maybe I really won't make it. Chloe spun her chair around. Don't say that. I'm serious, I said. Every time money gets tight, I feel like I'm proving him right. Ben leaned forward. You're proving him wrong. I shook my head. What if I'm not? Chloe crossed her arms. Then we fail. Big deal. We try again. But what if I'm just not? Worth it? She asked sharply. Don't finish that sentence. I froze. She softened slightly. You're allowed to be scared, Lily. You're not allowed to quit. Ben nodded. You survived worse than this. I looked at both of them and felt the weight inside me shift, not disappearing, but changing shape. Maybe pain could become something else. Maybe it already had. When Harper burst into our workspace screaming, Lily, the video blew up. I almost dropped my coffee. What video? I asked. The one I posted last night, she said. The app demo. It hit 2 million views. My throat tightened. You're kidding. No, she laughed. Check your email. I opened my laptop and gasped. Harper, investors are reaching out. Ben leaned over. Read one. I clicked. Hello Lily, we're impressed by your early traction. Chloe snatched the laptop. Oh my God, they're serious. I pressed my hand to my chest. I'm terrified. Chloe grinned. Good. That means it's real. Our first investor meeting felt like jumping off a cliff. The moment we sat down, the lead investor smiled at me and asked, So, Lily, where do you see this company going? I swallowed hard. I want people to feel in control of their money, the way I never did. Ben nodded beside me. Chloe kicked my ankle under the table, whispering, Breathe. The investor leaned back. Ambitious. I like it. When the meeting ended, I walked out shaking. I think I blacked out. You did great, Ben said. You stuttered twice, Chloe added, but it was cute. I groaned. Fantastic. No, she said, it made you human. Human. I could live with that. 2 days later, Ethan texted, Heard you're doing well. Want to talk? I stared at the message until Harper grabbed my phone. Block him. I just want to know why now, I said. So I called him. He answered instantly. Lily, I miss you. I laughed bitterly. You miss the idea of me. Come on, he said. We were good together. You cheated on me, I said. We were never good. He paused. Look, I made mistakes, but I always believed in your app. That's a lie, I said. You told me it was stupid. He scoffed. You got lucky. Anyone could have done this. My stomach twisted. So now I stole your ideas? If people ask, he said, I might say you did. I closed my eyes. You won't touch one piece of my work. You think you're better than me now? No, I said softly. I just finally see you clearly. I hung up and blocked his number. Later that week, Mom called. Lily, can we talk? Her voice trembled in a way that made my heart drop. What's wrong? I've been hiding something, for years. I sat down. Mom, just tell me. She inhaled shakily. Your father didn't just stop supporting you. He emptied your college fund when you were 15. My whole body froze. My what? He had gambling debts, she whispered. He promised he'd pay it back, but he never did. I stood up too fast, dizziness hitting me. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want you to hate him, she cried. I already do, I said, collapsing onto my bed. He stole my future. Lily, I'm sorry. I pressed a pillow to my face and screamed until my throat burned. When I came back to the phone, I whispered, I can't breathe. Mom sobbed. I should have protected you. You were scared, I said. I get it. But it still hurts. It does, she whispered. And you deserved better. I hung up and sat there shaking long after the call ended. The next morning, Chloe noticed my swollen eyes. Talk. My dad stole my college fund, I said. Her eyebrows shot up. What? Mom told me last night. Ben sat beside me quietly. Do you want to take a break? No, I said instantly. If I stop, I'll fall apart. Chloe leaned forward. Then we'll keep going. Ben nodded. We're with you. Their voices steadied me more than they knew. A month later, we hired more staff. That's when Tyler arrived, calm voice, perfect spreadsheets, eyes that saw straight through chaos. During our first meeting, he said, Lily, your instincts are strong. Trust them. My instincts are messy, I said. Messy doesn't mean wrong, he replied. It means you're still learning. Something about the way he spoke made me straighten my back. One afternoon, Tyler knocked on my door. Got a minute? I looked up. Sure. He sat across from me. We received approval this morning. For what? Our IPO, he said with a small smile. We're officially moving forward. My mouth fell open. You're kidding. No, he said. This is happening, Lily. I pressed my hands to my face. I feel like I'm floating outside my body. That's normal, he said. Growth feels unreal until you're living it. I laughed shakily. My dad said I'd never make it. Tyler tilted his head. Looks like he was wrong. I stared at him, the truth sinking into me. I actually did it. You did, he said slowly, and this is only the beginning. I closed my eyes, letting the moment wash over me. Me. The girl who was told she was nothing. The girl who believed it for years. Now standing at the edge of a world my father never imagined I'd reach. The morning before the IPO announcement, Tyler walked into my office holding a call sheet. We need to contact potential family stakeholders, he said. Just in case anyone should be informed early. My stomach dropped. Family? He nodded. Your parents, if you want. It's standard. I sighed. Tyler, that's complicated. He set the paper down gently. We don't have to call anyone you don't want to. I hesitated. Some part of me whispered, let him see who you became. Fine, I said quietly. Call my dad first. You sure? Tyler asked. Yes, I said. Just, put it on speaker. He dialed the number. My chest tightened with every ring. Then I heard it, my father's voice, older but unmistakable. Hello. Hi, Mr. Carter, Tyler said. My name is Tyler Reed. I'm the CFO for your daughter's company. Silence. Then a shaky, what? Who are you talking about? Your daughter, Tyler repeated. Lily Carter. Dad sputtered. Lily? You're Lily. I swallowed hard. Yes, Dad. Me. Another pause. I didn't expect this. Tyler continued, we're preparing for our IPO tomorrow. As a courtesy, we're informing immediate family. Dad let out a breath that sounded like disbelief cracking open. IPO? You're saying my daughter is successful? Tyler glanced at me. I nodded for him to keep going. She built something remarkable, he said. Dad cleared his throat. Can I speak to her? Just her. Tyler handed me the phone. My hands didn't shake. Not this time. Hi, Dad, I said. Lily, he whispered, I don't even know what to say. You never did, I replied. He exhaled sharply. Look. I know things were rough. I wasn't the best father. You weren't a father at all, I said. My voice didn't break. You told me I'd never make it. You told me I was on my own. You drained my college fund. You left me to figure out life alone. He stammered, your mother told you that? She did, I said. And it finally made everything make sense. I couldn't control the situation back then, he muttered. I was under pressure. You controlled one thing, I said. You controlled how much you hurt me. He sighed. I want to make things right now. I almost laughed. Why now? Because I have a company? Because I'm worth something to you? That's not. Don't lie, I cut in. You didn't care when I was drowning. You don't get to show up now that I'm breathing. He went quiet. Completely quiet. I continued, I don't hate you, Dad. Not anymore. I don't feel anything. And that's how I know I'm finally free. Lily, please. No, I said. I'm choosing myself. I built my life without you. I don't owe you a doorway into it. His silence felt like the world settling into the truth. I hope you find peace, I added. But you won't find it through me. I ended the call. Tyler spoke softly. Are you okay? I wiped a tear I didn't even feel fall. Yeah. I'm finally okay. The next day, when the IPO launched, the office exploded with cheers. Harper hugged me first. You did it. Maya grabbed my shoulders. I'm so proud of you, I could scream. Ben smiled softly. Told you you'd make it. Chloe shoved a cupcake into my hand. Shut up and celebrate. Mom wrapped me in the longest hug. My girl, she whispered. You rose above everything. Tyler raised a glass. To Lily. To choosing yourself. I looked at all of them, my real family, the one I built, and felt something warm settle inside me. For years, I thought success would heal me. Money. Recognition. Power. But standing there, surrounded by people who loved me without conditions, I finally understood. I saved myself long before today, I said. I just didn't know it yet. And for the first time in my life, I believed every word.